On today's episode, we talk about perspective. Welcome to episode 2 of the Mental Golf Show. Let's get right into it. So, I chose perspective for today's topic for a very specific reason. Today is Kayla and our 1 year wedding anniversary. That's right, I have been married for 1 year. There was a time in my life when I didn't know if I would ever even find love. But here I am, 1 year later, from marrying the most beautiful woman that I've ever seen. Like I'm not just saying that. That is truly how I feel. She is amazing. She's I love her. I love waking up every day knowing I get to spend time with her, or longing for the end of the day to where I get to see her again. Today is the day that celebrates 1 year of getting to do that. We knew each other approximately 51 weeks, hence this tattoo. It says 7/14. That was the day that we met each other in 2017. So 51 weeks before we got married. So now we've known each other for 103 weeks. Let's see, 365 times 2 is 730 minus 7. 723 days we've known each other. That's 723 days that I have thought about one thing more than I've thought about anything else. Kayla. And that is such a blessing. It has been such an amazing year of being married. And the reason why I talk about this, yes, it's the most important thing on my mind today, but the fact of the perspective changes that I've had as I've grown up, as I've come in and out of playing golf, and the value that I can relay my personal experiences to you, and the value you can get out of it is very important. So I wanted to do that today. When I was playing competitive golf heavily, 2017, I was complete blinders on, probably like from August 2016 to July 2017. I was completely focused on one goal, and that was progress, getting better. And every decision I made, and really the 14 years prior to that, every single decision I made was to get better at golf. Whether it was a meal I ate, time I spent with anybody, a school I went to, the music I listened to, everything was like a tactic, a chess piece to get better at golf. And in July of 2017, not when we got married, when I met Kayla, my perspective shifted. And, you know, there's the stereotypical golfer meets girl and slowly declines and gets worse and eventually gives up at golf. And that was not the case for me. I actually got better when I met Kayla. And that, I've heard of situations where that has happened with other people too, but once I met Kayla, it taught me to let go and hold on to golf more loosely, and not to wrangle it and control it and steer it so hard. And that allowed me to free up, not like free up in my swing, but free up in my mind. It allowed me to change my expectations. My expectations for a day were getting to know Kayla more and also playing golf. And yes, I had the pieces in place of my swing, the hard work that I'd put in, so I can't take away from that. But the blend of the two, of the foundation that I had laid with my own progress and introducing Kayla into my life, was this perfect mixture um, of good physical game met with really good, solid perspective on the whole thing. So I cared. I guess care is probably the word to use. I cared less and less about golf. Not about golf. I still care as much about golf as I did then, but I care less and less about the result. And letting go of the result and letting go of the outcome of the finish in the tournament actually helped me finish better in tournaments. And it's such a weird thing that once you finally care less about it, you actually do better. And this is like something I believe to my core, and it's why in the past I've said absolutely zero expectations. That could be interpreted in like zero motivation, zero drive, zero ambition, but really what I mean is absolute zero care for the result, for the outcome of the round, of the shot, of the tournament, of the year, of the 5 years, and all you care about is the day to day. So, what Kayla was able to introduce into my life was more care about the day, the daily activities that I was doing, and less care about um, worrying about the future, worrying about uh, how good I'm going to be at the end of a year. And it it revolutionized my golf game. And there were some other things that I was doing, such as looking back on the previous day and saying, what 3 things did I do good yesterday? What one thing can I improve from yesterday? And how do I specifically plan to improve that? That's from a book, um, some kind of habits book. Man, I do not. You can look it up. Um, it's fleeing from me right now of what that book is called, but uh, my swing instructor Robert Linville told me about this exercise, call it 3-in-1, that I was doing every day that always kept my perspective correct. It kept me from caring too much about the future or the past and focusing only on the present. And Kayla was like the number one factor in all of that, because a lot of my 3-in-1s that I did every morning included her. At first, because I was writing them to Robert, uh, because he was my coach. So I would say hung out with a friend last night, but that was Kayla. And for some reason, I didn't feel comfortable saying hung out with this girl last night. So I me being able to look back and say, I didn't just play golf by myself all day yesterday. I actually spent time getting to know someone better. So, spending that time every day getting to know someone better rather than focusing on myself all the time, that sharing of life actually changed me completely. And I don't know that I could prescribe that for everybody, that specific tactic for everybody of get find a significant other, find a partner, and you'll get better at golf and you'll be happier in life. I can't say that as a fact. I have opinions about that. I think that has some validity, but I would never say everyone should find a significant other. Um, but I can say the principle of it is true for everybody, of letting go of a result, of balancing your life out rather than all in one direction. I think selfishness has healthy aspects of I am focused on this goal and I want to accomplish it, but holding it a little looser than normal. I think that is the principle that applies to golf and to life in general. And once you can get that perspective, once you can get that kind of cocktail mixed perfectly, you realize how how sweet life is and how sweet golf can be. Because golf is such a frustrating game. It's so tantalizingly difficult because it's a tease. It's like I want to play really well and you don't. And you take a week off and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to have fun. And you play well. It's like, but I wanted to play well back then. And golf is just that way. And I'm sure other sports are that way too. But golf is such a great mirror of life that if you can let go and focus on enjoyment, the good results come to you instead of you always grasping where can I get the next swing tip and like how can I get good now, and those that perspective shift applies perfectly in golf and perfectly in life. Is let go of the result and enjoy the day to day, enjoy the journey. So a year later of being married to Kayla brings back all these memories of the complete perspective shift that I had, that Kayla brought into my life. So I'm forever thankful to her for loving me through all of this, loving me through the difficulties, loving me through the good times. And I encourage you to find the thing that shifts your perspective, that allows you to let go and let results come to you. So reach out to me if you kind of have questions about what a perspective shift looks like in your life. I'd love to talk to you about it. And if you've made it this far in this video, I would love to hear questions about the golf mental game, about perspective, about expectations. I would love to hear questions from you. If you want, send me an email, joshluke.nichols@gmail.com. I would love to hear questions. I want to answer questions on this at some point. When I get enough viewers, when I get enough listeners, I want questions to be sent to me and I answer them and help you out, because I want to help you for free. I want to give you every reason to not need a mental coach or to not need me as a mental coach. I want you to be your own mental coach. And I want you to be able to DIY everything, because you need to be stronger. Your mind needs to be stronger. And if it is, you can do this yourself. So send me an email, joshluke.nichols@gmail.com, and thank you for watching.